Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, the Joint United Nations Program on HIV/AIDS. They have raised an alarm over the increasing incidence of HIV among young people in the Caribbean, and they are highlighting countries like Guyana and Suriname at alarming, okay, see the word here, alarming? Alarming rates of 14%, while Barbados sees numbers as high as 37%. The alarm at 14% sees Barbados as high as 37%. Let's continue. Then this showed up in your news. I am here to say that Babb, whoever she is going to try to keep her job, okay? She is saying that the rates are high per computer generated data, okay, out of the UNAIDS, okay? She is saying that it's not 37%, but closer to 20%, 18.9%, okay? It's not 37% for the age group of 15, starting at 15, 15 to 24. It's not 37%, it's actually more like 18.9%, she explained. And the alarm was 14% here. See, a report alarming rates, 14%. And she's saying, no, we in Barbados, that rate of 37%, nah, we're more like 20, close to 20%. So make it make sense. Make it make sense. And she is saying that it's just computer generated data. Let me go back and see if I can find it. Here it is, somewhere here. She's saying it's just data. It's just something that they put in a machine, and the S, and it just spits out. The machine just spits out wherever she said. Okay, software here it is. Okay, she's talking about software that can yield misleading estimates for smaller countries. Okay, that's what she's saying. She needs to keep her job. Okay, they say it's a she. Her name is Dale, D-A-L-E, Dale Babb. Excuse me. And she is supposed to be the doctor in Barbados that when something like this happens, you go to her and ask her a question. She is trying to keep her job because there was a doctor before her that raised the alarm, and he was fired. They got rid of him. They will get rid of her if she says something. Well, she said a lot. She said that as though 18.9% was low, when here in this first part here, alarming rates of 14%. Alarming. Okay? Barbados as high as 37, but the alarm was at 14%. I cannot help but say it. And she says it just nonchalantly. Now we're closer to 20% instead of 37% in increased infections rates. Okay? She wants to keep her job. If she said anything differently, she will lose her job. There was a book called Explain or Sexplained. I think the E was missing or the S was missing, that talked about Barbadians exporting HIV to countries. You know, they walk with it, they take it with them. It is known that Barbadians have a lot of cancers on their sex organs. This is something that's known. It is known that during crop over, there's an increase in infections, all types, and doctors are, inundated with, fixing stuff. And it is known that a lot of abortions happen around crop over. These things are known. There's also talk that there's a high percentage of Barbadian males being like, like that, like, the broken wrist kind of thing. And it is suggested that many Barbadian women are promiscuous. These are things that haunt you. These are things that you maybe need to wrap your head around. It seems as though you're not aware of how people and nations look at you. Just because you're a vacation spot, you think that it's all swell and everything's all good, but it's not good, because when you were held in slavery, for as long as you were held in slavery, there's no getting away from that. And like I always say to people, forget about the slavery for a minute. There's, according to a Christian nation like you and your book that you rely on, there's heaven and there's hell. And you're not in heaven. This is hell, okay? So whatever is happening here, if you don't make it better, if you don't bring a new earth, a new heaven on earth, it's going to continue. It is going to continue. You don't seem to grasp something that's staring you in the face. When you are born to die. And between being born and dying, you are creating like new hells in this hell. You are not trying to, you're not focusing on where you are. You haven't focused on that Bible that they gave you, not to worship, but to pick out some clues. You have not focused on that. And what it's trying to tell you is right in your face, is right in plain sight. Okay? It's right in plain sight. All you do is walk around now crying over dead people in a grave, when the dead bury the dead. The dead bury the dead. If you are on earth, if you are living on this earth, you are destined for death. And anything that is destined for death cannot be alive. Now, in the meanwhile, you're seeing these numbers. You're seeing that you are creating new hells within hell. You're creating different diseases within diseases. You're seeing that you're not getting any better. Things are not getting any better. But for things to get better, you have to catch that clue. You have to catch the clue that when you're crying over that loved one, or when you are putting rest in peace and sleep in peace, it's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time before that phase hits you. It's all going to happen to you. Everything is going to happen to you from the time you were born. You were born to die. Okay? From the time you were born to die. You are living death. You're walking death. And then when someone dies, you want to say rest in peace. You're already resting in peace. They just need to put you 6 feet under. It's all done. It's all done. So within death, you are seeing that things are not getting any better. And I think it was quite a surprise to whoever created you all. It had to have been a surprise that you all cannot be destroyed. Energy cannot be destroyed. That's probably the only thing that they've said in science that's probably true. You cannot destroy energy. And it's always going to be here. Earth, hell is always going to be here, because there's always going to be these lessons to be learned. And like I said, everything, all the information is right before your very eyes. Every time someone falls dead, and you know it's going to happen to you. You know that you're birthing children into death. You know from the day they're born, they start to die. You know it. You know it. You just know it. And you just pretend that oh, thank the Lord, we're in the land of the living. When someone dies, you hear that sometimes. I'm still among the living. How could you be alive when you were born in death? You're destined to die. Only a few made it off the earth, according to the books, according to us. Only a few made it off the earth because they kind of followed some sort of program that, they were worthy to be taken off, and death did not take them down. But for all of us here, that's what we are doing. We are walking in death. We are living in death. We are waiting for death. We're occupying. We just occupy and we spend our time doing things until death comes knocking on our doors. We are dead. You're already dead. It's just a matter of you recognizing it, and and you falling into a grave, or you being cremated. And in the meanwhile, I'm sorry that I'm going on with this, but in the meanwhile, even within death, there seems to be avatars that come and tell the earthlings, tell the people here on earth, you can actually do better. You can actually work magic to bring a different life here to the earth, to hell, to this hell that you have found yourself in. You do not have to live like this forever and ever. But like you can see, it's getting worse. Things are not getting better. Things are not getting better. And this person here, Babb, is trying to keep her job. That's the bottom line. She is going to keep her job. And you are, all of you and her, you're gonna die. You were born on a death planet. You were born in death. Everything you do is a symptom of death. Okay? So when people fall dead, think about that. Think about that. You're next. You're next. Okay? This is Sherry Veronica.